Hey, Davis here. Unfortunately, I'm going to be missing this next adventure, but I'll still be haunting you here in the intro. So You Want to Be a Hero is made by and for ostensibly mature adults. Be advised that it may contain violence, sexual themes, and strong language. Full content warning may be found in the episode description below. Now please, enjoy So You Want to Be a Hero presents Rhyme and Reason. Hey, Tango Honeypot here to announce the winner of our dice drawing. And of our many, many wonderful listeners, I can't think of anyone to better have won than Mr. Saucy. You can tell we're kindred spirits, me and Mr. Saucy. All my friends assume, just because I cover myself in leather and occasionally ask to be called a leather daddy, that I'm some kind of horny bastard. And you just know with a name like Mr. Saucy, he faces the same prejudice. We aren't horny. We're just passionate about our interests. Thanks to all our listeners, but especially thanks to Mr. Saucy. May his rolls be high and his sauces spicy. Or creamy. Or whatever.
Welcome to So You Want to Be a Hero presents of Rhyme and Reason. I am your master of ceremonies, John Garza, and with me are three of my four best friends. I've got Brad Silman.
That's me.
Emily Robinson.
Ciao.
Laus Weindel.
Salve!
All right, welcome back, guys.
Woo!
Ooh, that was a heavy one. How you guys, everybody feeling good after our last game?
No.
Fucking feel great!
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I love to hear it so that I can crush your dreams yet again.
Oh, God.
What dreams did you crush?
Oh,
I mean, in
you
every
don't even
game.
know
do
you wanted it yet.
Oh.
But, more importantly, well, Dicebreakers works where we all roll a d20 and the highest number will roll a d100 to determine our prompt for the day.
14.
18.
1.
God.
Hey! It's me!
I feel like I've only won once, and Laus has won like 3 times.
I've yet to win.
I feel like Emily's won all of them.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
You
I'm
won the
pretty
second
sure that's
episode.
accurate.
You won the
I
second
don't think
episode.
I've
Oh,
won
okay.
all of them.
All right, you're right. Lost
I
is
won the
one.
last 2.
What's the
I think.
D100?
18.
18.
A lot of low ones this go around. I feel
I'm about to
like
say, yeah, the
during
low-
Aurora, it was all 70s and 80s.
So the funny part is this list, the under 50 is about the players, over 50 is about the characters. So,
All right.
it's
81.
so it's so it's about the players this one. All right. So the prompt is, of all the games that you've played, what has been your favorite class to play, and which class do you hate?
Okay, that's good.
This
That's
is a good one.
That was
This is a
one.
good one.
Hey, I mean they can't all be duds like my last two.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. This
All
one I
right.
actually have an
So
answer.
Emily actually is the lowest with a nat 1 and has to go first. So
At least I have
let's
an answer for this
hear
one, so.
it.
My favorite class. I like being good at all the things and having an answer for every situation.
Yep, that's true.
I mean,
I can vouch.
I can vouch for that in real life.
So I hate all of the classes and love all of the classes.
That's a Davis answer.
That is so Davis.
Dude, but
Fence sitter.
At least explain it.
What is your favorite class?
I don't know. Like, of the characters I have played, I had a warlock with some prestige classes that were homebrewed to make warlock not, so painful.
Yeah,
And that
I
was
get
really
that.
fucking fun. I really liked her. I really liked all the stuff she could do. That was great. Big fan.
So you love Warlock. Next.
Warlock's great.
So what do you hate?
Cleric.
Oh, Brad's going next.
They're so boring.
Perfect.
And
Davis
you
will
just
agree with
can't There's nothing you can do. You've got to save all your shit to heal people, but then you're just giving them like a couple of hit points and you feel like a fucking loser the entire time.
Jesus
it
Christ.
sucks.
She just came for all of you cleric mains.
No, I love you, cleric mains. I need you because I cannot be you.
All right, so was Brad next? Were you the
I'm
second
next.
list?
I'm
All right,
next.
so go ahead, Brad.
My favorite class that I've ever played is a Paladin Warlock combo.
Really?
Quest.
Oh, quest love, baby.
I loved Quest so much. Just, you gave me the Holy Avenger, but we turned it to Necrotic instead of...
Oh yeah, we flavored it for you.
We flavored it, and it was just having all of the auras, making everyone so much better, except I couldn't run.
Full plate armor's heavy, guys.
I can only do, 50 feet, 60 feet on a dash when everyone else can fly. And
Shadow
whatnot.
Step, though.
I didn't have it.
Get it right.
Next time I will. Sorry, well, Davis flew or something like that. I don't remember. That's beside the point. I liked Quest, my Paladin Warlock. What do they call him? A Psylocke or no?
Do they call them a thing?
They have a name, but I can't
Okay.
remember what it is. But my least
Yeah, what's your least favorite class?
that I've ever played,
Yeah.
probably just a straight Ranger. Nah, I love Rangers, but
Pandering.
yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
I mean, he
But-
pandered, you heard it and split the party.
Yeah,
I know.
But I think the Ranger I played in Davis's game when it was just the one that John destroyed after 8 sessions.
Sorry, could you be more specific?
The
Oh, the one we were doing that
the
school
one.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I
Yeah.
played a Ranger. It was probably just a straight Ranger because all the other classes I choose, I have like meaning behind them, and even though some are fun and some are not as fun, I still get enjoyment out of them. So that's it. Lost. Favorite class.
Gosh, that's honestly very difficult if it's based off of characters I've played because I've had so many good ones. Favorite class. Okay, favorite class to role play, Barbarian. I love playing idiots. They're so fun. Favorite class as far as class structure goes, I would have to go with Druid. I love the Druid class. Big fan of that. Cool. I played that without any of you guys around. That was like the first character I created. Class I hate. Well, not hate. Least favorite, which really isn't saying a lot because I do like them all, like Emily said. But I would probably say the one I want to play the least after having played it is I do not care to be a paladin again.
When did... can you remind me of the paladin you played?
Vathis Narrative?
No, I do remember.
Yeah.
So that one, okay.
That's the only paladin I've ever played.
Okay.
But there's... The issue is, depending on who you play with, and everyone who plays a paladin knows this, no one stays near you to get your benefits.
Your aura is so small.
It gets bigger.
It takes so long to get it, and then it's just like...
You just gotta be hugging everybody.
Stand behind me.
Like, all
Stand
of your
next
party
to me.
members have to do nothing and just neutralize all of their abilities
Hell, I mean,
to stay
even
next
you
to
as
you.
Trevor when we were in the sewer fight, and you're like, stay with me, and Davis is like, no!
And I don't even have auras yet.
But that's just Davis.
No, that's not. Let me tell you, that is
Well, no,
not
that
just-
specific instance. Davis wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, Davis is trying to play a fucking melee sorcerer.
I mean, I do love that.
I mean, you gotta love...
Opposites attract, baby.
Yeah, you gotta love
No.
Davis's
They
flair
attract
creativity.
and then they explode.
Cool.
All right, well, anyway, I guess I'm also going to answer this just because I actually have an opinion.
Let me guess, though.
Wizard.
Favorite wizard,
Least favorite, fighter.
rogue.
No, Warlock.
Oh, warlock? I
Yeah,
love
he
warlock.
hates warlocks.
So
don't know.
I have a distaste of being owned by a being of any type. And the fact that you get 2 spells at max level is cool and you can refresh them. Motherfucker, I like to cast magic in mass,
Yeah, we know.
right? So
Yeah, we know.
I'm not a big fan of, it's like you gave me a taste of the candy shop then put me out the window, right? So I'm like, fuck that. I want none of it or I want all of it.
All right.
And that's my opinion.
Honestly, Emily, I thought you were gonna say like rogue was gonna be your favorite class.
I
'Cause
really
I feel like you always
You know what?
multi-class rogue.
I mean, it's just so useful.
She likes having high numbers on the skill
Can I
check.
change
You
my...
know, I would actually like to change my answer.
I want to
since
change mine
we're-
too. Just,
Okay, yeah.
You go first.
My favorite class is Bard
Okay.
Thank
because it's a
you.
little bit rogue,
But you get
but
good at everything.
You're good at everything.
Jack of all trades, baby.
Yeah.
That was actually my money when you started talking.
No, you're right. You're right. I try to avoid Bard. I don't know why, because I hate myself probably. But I remembered Oswin, and I was like, oh yeah, Bard.
All right, now we can finally move on. Where last we left our bourgeoisie vagabonds.
Excuse me.
Oh, I know what you are. We find ourselves out in the isolated countryside after an ill-fated trip brought upon demonic consequences. The group of Medici, having been ambushed in the middle of the evening, have found themselves once more returning to Florence after dispatching the would-be bandits, collecting valuable information on the happenings inside Florence and Rome, and then convincing some of the witnesses that a miracle had occurred. Silencing the only doubter among their crew, they took rest for the night and headed home to Florence, where we find them awakening early in the morning, the carriage having pressed all evening, the jostle of the bumpy road bringing them to life. And you awaken.
Well, I keep my voice hushed so the guards do not hear me. But, well, it seems as though 2 miracles have happened on this trip now. I will proclaim to the masses that I was healed from the Lady Madonna. She appeared to me in a dream
Did she now?
and healed me.
She healed you. What did she say to you?
She said,
Because that's what people want to hear.
yes.
She said that she has heard the plea of the people of Florence, who I have asked to pray for you.
I am writing this down. Go on. Has heard the plea of the people.
And she has seen the good that you do for the city.
Very good. Ooh, also, that there is a false prophet amongst them.
Amongst the people?
Amongst the church?
That's walking very close to blasphemy.
Then amongst the people. They will figure out who it is soon enough. We will keep it vague, very vague. Let them draw their own conclusions.
What should I say about this? And Baldassarre points to his slash over his eye.
Can you not heal that?
No, I cannot.
Well, we were attacked by bandits.
Yes, I mean, we still have the first miracle, which was
That.
those 2 out there, the demon appearing and
Should we say something upon
God
the lines
beating them back.
of them, of the false prophet might have summoned that?
There are
I'm just spitballing here.
There are forces of darkness working against us. But the Madonna wants the people to have a champion against the evil that is growing.
And that is you.
That is both of you.
I want to have a champion against the evil that is growing. That is good, that is good.
All sounds good to me.
Now,
Yes.
that is out of the way. I had told Baldassarre this, but I have not told you this. The list of the items that were taken. It was the sword of Jophiel, the Book of Revelation as by John. I went British there. The first chapter, the Book of Revelation as by John. The first chapter of the Divine Tragedy written by Dante, which means we need to find Dante and inquire about this. For a while, they send us the chapter of a divine tragedy. And then Pope Sixtus, his ceremonial garb.
His ceremonial garb.
Yes.
Is Sixtus planning to make an appearance in Florence?
Not that I was aware of.
Not that I was aware of either. Sixtus's
Wait.
nephew is
Clarification,
coming,
please.
I believe. Cousin.
Clarification, please, DM. The current Pope Sixtus is Pope Sixtus the Sixth.
The fourth.
The fourth.
The fourth.
66.
Is this the first Pope Sixtus, or is this the garb of... Are we led to believe this is the garb of Pope Sixtus the Fourth?
This appears to be the garb of the first Pope Sixtus.
Ah.
A very astute question.
Do the papers make clear if these were separate shipments that were overtaken?
So to clarify, when you looked at the papers, you are providing transport. They are not for you. They are for Salviati and his church. When you eventually take control of the Church of Florence, they will then be under your jurisdiction. But right now...
These are not the magic items from the first contract.
Correct. They are not.
Ah, my bad.
They are moving them to the church in Florence for some reason to be kept.
Filio mio, Salviati is planning something.
Of course.
There is something he thought he could gain from these items.
Well, do not forget, he is not human.
If someone would like to roll insight to garner why these items might be coming in, this would be a good time.
Can we all?
I will say you all can.
Great, because this is the one thing I'm not really good at. 7.
7.
15.
15.
5.
5.
16, my bad.
16. So while you are unsure of all of the items' purposes, you can think of at least a couple reasons why bringing a cache of these holy artifacts to the city might be useful. Specifically, the Sword of Jophiel, a divine weapon with magical implications. Something that brings people's attention and a religious fervor like none other. A symbol. It represents when the unclean were thrown from paradise. It is a message when wielded, and it is said to become a flame when pointed at the heart of someone impure.
Well, we cannot let that fall into the wrong hands.
No, we cannot.
It puts us all in danger.
I must wield it.
Oh,
Because if I can point it at Salviati in some kind of public.
but do we think by the rules of the church that he is impure?
I don't think by the rules of the church we think he's impure. I think all three of us know he is impure.
So it depends if the sword follows the rules of the church, or if the sword follows the truth in what exists.
Well, first the sword must be captured, and then I suggest testing before making our move.
I'll just point it at one of you and see what happens.
Sounds good.
Don't set the curtains on fire, darling.
I won't let that happen again, okay?
DM, more clarifications.
Okay.
Is the Divine Comedy completed?
The Divine Comedy is 2/3 finished. He is in town celebrating the final chapter that he plans to do a live reading of in the garb of whatever is created by your seamstress.
Right. And then, is the Book of Revelation biblical canon at this point?
Not yet.
Oh, I want it.
Well, still your black beady heart. As we move forward, you find yourselves returning to your beloved city. You see its beautiful feats of architecture looming in the sky above on the hill. Its river running on the outside, and the smell of the sea and the sounds of its folk. A runner who is out doing his morning chore, sees your carriage on the way in and begins to run into the city, yelling about how the Medici have returned in Florence, and Florence is brought to life in an instant.
You shall go out before me and sing the praises that the miracle has occurred. And then I will make a grand entrance.
Wonderful.
Should we go straight home or should we stop at the cathedral to give thanks?
Oh, we should stop at the cathedral to give thanks, of course.
Of course.
Only adds a little bit of flavoring, if you will.
John looks so offended right now.
Sometimes you pull the lion's tail and shit happens.
I go to the two guards that are steering our horse.
Wait, we could go to the church. Or we could go to the town square, where all the people are amassing.
We could. Personally, I like the image of giving the speech from the steps of the cathedral, but I could be persuaded otherwise if you think it better.
Let's just roll a dice and see whichever number's higher.
Oh,
That's
I
what we
do love
do.
a gamble.
Yeah. See how this pays off. You and
So
me.
what are the... Oh,
We roll a d20, and
I
whoever rolls
see.
higher, that's where we go.
So
all right.
you say town square, you say church.
Yeah.
Yes.
14.
19?
Going to the church.
Going to the church.
I put my hands on the drivers
Thrin and Ugin.
and Ugin. Would you please take us to the cathedral? There's an important announcement you must make,
And we need to give thanks.
and we need to give thanks for the miracles.
Of course, Father Baldassarre.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you hear the horses in the carriage make their way through the city.
I put my hand on Giovanni. First, we go inside. We kneel. We give thanks. We give the people time to know where we are and to come. And then when we exit the church, that is when you speak.
Very well. And if we run to Salviati in there?
It is a church.
We're just there to
What
pray.
do you think you will do?
Well, he did
Let's cross that bridge when we get there, brother.
charm the two of you the last time we were in there.
Yeah, but he didn't charm you.
We are not going to his office. We are not going to have
A
private
private-
conversation. We are going to the public sanctum.
So leave the doors open for the public to trickle in as well and join us in prayer if they so choose.
Should they feel so inclined?
Very well.
All right, you make your way towards the church. The crowd fair around you becomes a throng as the stories of your return and the miracle that is being shouted ahead of you, the story, has not reached their ears, but you have returned, healed from what they can see. It is truly a mass of faces and people trying to touch your carriage, begging for your blessings, as if you were smaller gods on earth. And that tastes so good. As you reach the front steps, you see the army of the church and their Templar, as always, have blocked off about a block in each direction from the entrance, allowing for people to easily move in and out of the church who wish to come and praise, but keeping larger amounts of undesirables from being able to reach this very holy site. There are 2 churches within Florence, but that has not stopped the crowd on this day. As you pass the would-be barricade, they follow you in, and the Templars dare not strike anyone, not on this day. Reaching the front steps, your personal guard, with the help of the Captain General, Girolamo Riario, are able to provide a small walkway for you to go into the church unmolested. But as you step out, they reach and grab and touch just pieces of you as you step and finally find respite inside the church, where it is empty at the moment. You have a second to yourselves.
I stride towards the front altar and kneel and make the sign of the cross.
I follow suit.
And as do I. I put my hands on both of them. Like I'm praying over.
Yeah. So as you're up at the altar praying, kneeling on the cushions, the railing that separates this raised dais from the rest of the church, you see the doors slide open as members of the populace begin to file in to the many rows of pews, respectfully giving you about a 2 pews distance that is empty as they sit and begin to pray for you. You can hear their mirrored prayers, some of them to the Virgin Mary, some of them traditionally the Lord's Prayer, some to different saints, different angels, all of them thanking for the return of their favored family, their favored sons, and the mother that brought them, like the Virgin Mary who brought forth the Christ. It is truly worrying to a degree, the fervor. What do you do?
When you say it's worrying, the fervor, in what?
I'm saying worrying for anyone who is not with you, anyone who perhaps does not wish you to have this sort of fanfare and power, but also, you know, when you're famous and loved, sometimes people will do anything to be a part of the story, to be a part of you. And religious fervor is a double-sided blade. There are truly crazy people who think that perhaps by touching you, they can even just get to heaven. That's all I'm saying. The crowd is pitched, and there is a bit of tension in the air.
Okay. I want to address the masses.
All right.
So, but I want to be smart about this. So I do not want to address them inside the church because I do not want to put myself above God. So I go to exit the church and stand atop our carriage.
We're following, I believe.
Yes.
I need the 3 of you to roll a perception check.
Okay. Hold on.
Damn it.
All right.
Natural 20.
Well, then I'm not going to do it then because I was going to use my dark one. Is it, since he got a nat 20, does it matter for us or?
I mean, I'm not going to tell you if it matters. So.
Just do it. I'm going to do it.
Okay.
I'm going to use
I'm about to say, I'm not going to tell you if it matters. It gives away the whole thing if I do.
Dude, that's so lucky that I rolled a nat 20. I was in my mind, I was like, come on, nat 20. This is the one time I need it.
This is Dark One's luck.
Okay.
It's a 14. So.
A 14.
Yeah.
Okay. And then finally, Bartolomea.
I mean, I don't think that worked. It's a nat 1 plus.
That's a D8.
Yes, it's a nat 1
Oh.
plus 6 for perception. And then, since it's a skill check, if the nat 1 doesn't count as a nat 1, maybe, then I'm gonna add a psi-bolstered knack die, which is the D8 that I rolled, which is another plus 7, so 14 total.
Okay.
What?
Nat 20, 14, and then you said 13? Or
Also 14.
also 14?
Oh, 14. Sorry, me. I thought
Okay,
you,
no, I was just
My
keeping
bad.
track in my head.
But I do need to know if it passed, because if it didn't, then the die isn't expended.
The die is not expended.
Damn.
Okay.
It was a good try for a nat 1.
Thank you.
14 is pretty good. So,
High five for failing.
Hey.
the two of you are enraptured with the love of the crowd. The way they are watching you, the way they are praising you, the way that their eyes can't be drawn from every step, every word, every movement. You've missed this, and you're basking in it. On the other hand, for someone who wants more, you're not so easily distracted by one city's love. As you make your way to the top of the carriage and look out upon the sea of people, you see on top of a building, the opposite side of the church, a singular figure in a white hood looking over the railing of the banister down upon you. There is no crossbow, there is nothing threatening, but you recognize it from the arena. And as you look at it, and it looks at you, you watch it sit and hang its legs over the balcony, waiting to hear what you say.
I clock it, and I just stare at him for a brief moment.
And then I stand up. People, Florence, there has been a miracle. Please quiet down. Giovanni, would you like to speak?
Familia. Amico. Uomo, donna, ragazza, ragazzo. I was visited by the Lady Madonna in a dream. She has heard the plea of the people, of her people. She has heard your prayers praying for me, and she has seen the good that I have done for this city. She told me, Giovanni, get up. You are needed back where your people live. You are needed back in Florence. And she reached out her hand and I took it. And she took all the poison away from me. And then she looked at me and she said, be aware. Be aware, Giovanni. There is a false prophet among the people. There is a force of darkness working against us. But the Lady Madonna, she wants you to have a champion against the evil that is growing here. She does not want violence in the city. She does not want death. She wants life and love. Our great Captain General of the Church, right over here, is here for these very same purposes. If you suspect any false prophets, you go to him. You do not take care of it on her own. The Lady Madonna does not want that. Lady Madonna wants the church's problems taken care of by the church, with the help of her people, with the help of the people who love one man so much that they go and they pray to her and she hears their prayers. She hears the prayers of the little ones, of the old ones, of the young ones, of the strong and the weak. She hears all your prayers. And with that, she looks down and blesses us all.
And a roar of approval rockets through the crowd as they raise their voices to the Lord above in your name.
I look back to the perch.
I hug you, just because of family.
Roll me persuasion with advantage.
Persuasion with advantage.
This is what your nat 20 has bought you.
Ooh, picking up the dice.
Double 18s.
Whoa!
Which
what are
means,
the
hold on,
odds?
plus, you said it was persuasion?
Yeah.
Plus 6. Double 24s.
19 plus 6 is 25.
18 plus 6 is 24.
Okay, 24.
I mean, you can give him the 19. if
Yeah,
you
I'll
wanna
take it.
that.
We can make it a solid even 25.
Yeah, I mean. Don't! I rolled an 18.
Yes,
it's
you're
24.
right. You're right. It's a
Shut up.
24.
I'm negotiating.
You're right. I mean, as you look up, you are the only one who sees this figure. It stands. As it lifts its arm to the side in a deep bow, the hood pulls back, and you see a shock of long black hair and a white mask with a crying and happy face and a long scimitar on its side. As the mask comes off, you see an ebon black face with bright ember glowing eyes and etchings across the forehead in silver and gold. It blinks once, and you see a thin slit of an eye before it steps back and disappears over the rooftop. That's all you see for now.
And then I turn my attention to the people. I am no god. I have merely been blessed to give a message to you by the Lady Madonna. She asked me to work for you. I ask you to work for her. Thank you all for your very kind prayers.
And with that, you quickly go to return to your carriage and make your way to the safety of the plaza, your home. But as you do, alone there standing at the top of the stairs, you see Salviati, wearing a very ornate robe of golds, silvers, and whites. It flows as if an unnatural wind whips around it. In one hand, you see his staff, the one that drew your eyes to it. Even from this distance, you're pulled towards it. As you lock eyes, there is a coldness there. The deep blue as he stares and turns his head. And for a second, you hear the fluttering of wings in your head. And you feel, for a moment, as if all the deception and the guise that you have put on disappear as he sees you. And as you look back, you see not just a man. You see in the ethereal of another plane 6 wings and a halo as he looks back. And you get in your carriage and you make your way home. You rolled so good. I had to give you something for that nat 20 besides the other thing.
He's an angel.
Well, that turned out really well. I feel the crowd really dug into that.
I think optically that really couldn't have gone better.
I'm white as a ghost.
Brother, what's wrong?
Salviati.
Oh, yeah, I saw him.
I saw his true form. I think he is an angel. He is a celestial being. He had 6 wings and a halo.
I thought so.
I thought he was a demon of sorts. Now I fear that he is but a harbinger of the Lord.
Being the religious one, so was Satan. Satan was an angel. At least I have read this.
Yes, Lucifer Morningstar.
The
Lucifer
thing
Morningstar.
I don't like about angels is that they come in hordes.
It's fine.
Is it?
Yes, it's not good, right? But angels are not going to show themselves in front of the people that we are presenting ourselves in front of. We have the people behind us. The church, I'm going to be sworn in soon enough. Right? Once I have the church behind us. It's just a matter of time before everything else comes.
There was something else I noticed that I found very interesting that I do not know if you caught on. What he was wearing seemed almost too much.
You're not saying that it could be the ceremonial garb of Pope Sextus I?
I am not saying it, but I am not saying it.
Wonderful.
Because there was no description in the bill of goods. However, I have never seen him wear that before.
Yes.
How petty.
Yes.
Did he have our guards attacked to steal a shipment that was destined for himself?
How interesting it is to make the de Medici look terrible at what they do and fall out of favor with the public's eyes if they lose religious relics. And yet the relics are found by Salviati and the Pazzi, rescued from the hands of bandits that we could not.
That means he has the sword.
And the books.
Take us back to our house at once.
Ugin does so quickly, and you return to the Plaza Medici. Quickly hurried inside, your man Verdasco and Stella preparing a warm meal in your beds. As you change from the long road trip and prepare yourselves for your meetings, the first of which coming for you, Giovanni. You have a meeting with none other than Pietro. An early brunch.
Good.
Good. I've been poisoned. I'm sorry. I just couldn't resist. Might be my favorite line of all time at this point. Like, I would actually just make a custom shirt for myself.
I've been poisoned.
Yeah, the poison would be on the back.
Yeah.
Just, I've been... ...
Poisoned.
All right. So Giovanni, we're going to start with your meeting with Pietro, and then we'll move to other members of the family's meetings for the day. So, as brunch has been prepared for you, a small spread left in the main dining hall. You're left alone, as in a few minutes, the captain of the Venetian fencing guard and the premier warrior of the city is brought in. You remember him from the arena. 6 foot, lithe, but now he is wearing more traditional outerwear. He is the height of fashion at the time, wearing a jaunted cap that he quickly removes upon entering your house.
So I stand up if I'm in the sitting position. Otherwise, I will greet him at the door as a sign of respect.
Excellent. Why, hello, Giovanni. It is so good to see you.
Pietro, I am so glad I am so glad to be here.
It is truly an astounding miracle, I have heard, that you were cured from poison not once, but twice.
Well, I have a feeling the first one wasn't fully taken care of, and that it came back strong.
Well, I cannot compare to your true miracles, but I consider it a small miracle I met you that day, or I might not have the half of my body that I like the best. As he motions to the lower half.
Yeah. Yes.
And he makes his way with you, of course, being led by Verdasco to the dining hall where you sit. It was so nice of you to invite me. I was curious what business you might have had with me, outside pleasantries.
Outside of the pleasantries, I would like to say that you, my good friend, impressed me.
By not dying?
I mean, to be fair, look at who you squared off against. I did not even know he was capable of that. We were both surprised.
I take it he's not really your cousin. From Sicily.
No, but it made for a good show.
That's fair. It was a good show after I got up into the seats.
Yes, same. After I also got up into the seats. I did not survive either. But I did watch you in those moments leading up to, and your style and grace. This is not the first time I have seen you in these fighting pits anyways. It is the first time I have faced off against you. And to be honest, if he was not there, you would have bested me very quickly and had made short work of me. There's no denying your skill and talent.
Well, that is very kind of you, Giovanni. I appreciate your flattering words.
Now, I know Venetians and Florins don't usually get along very well. However, business is business, and we always do business together. One thing I would like to do is I would like to hire you to just help train the guards in the fine Venetian ways of the blade. I feel as though Florence and my own personal guards do not have the experience necessary to protect the city-state if something were to happen to it, to the church. I want to protect, and you caught my eye.
Why, that is a very flattering offer.
Thank you.
One that I am quite intrigued with. It has been a while since I've been hired for an actual job. I've been living off winning tournaments and such. I do miss the old wars, when I got to really get down in it, you know? I think, amico, that we could find an arrangement where I train your guards. You know, you are running rather scant for such a large building.
Yes, which is also why I wanted to reach out to you. Because scant does not always mean well-trained.
So, if I may inquire, Giovanni, would you be looking for more guards? Not only to just train yours. I have a whole contingent of men from Venice. A battalion, so to say, who are looking for work. Would you be interested?
I would like to do an insight check at this point to see if he is trying to double-cross me in any way, shape, or form.
Roll insight.
Thank you. 12.
As you look at Pietro, there is a little bit of a swashbuckler sense to him. He looks like a mercenary who has done well moving to whoever has the most coin. And when it comes to be honest, Florence or Italy in large, the Medici seem to have the most coin. He doesn't know what you know. He doesn't know that you probably can't pay a whole battalion for very long. But based off his body language, he thinks you can. And there's a part of you that thinks, never hurts to have an army. A true army. And that's what you get.
Great. Well, then, if this is befitting to you, yes. To have more men here, as you have so eloquently put, is scant. In the building, let alone guarding Florence. Let us get to know each other as amico.
Of course. And he pours the wine as you begin to talk. At around the same time as Giovanni's meeting, we have another appointment that was scheduled. But before that even shows up, we have a surprise visitor. There comes a knock on the door that rings through the house that you hear mid your conversations. And Stella goes running from the front door to find Verdasco, who was serving you in the room, and replaces him. As a caller has come for you. Baldassarre. You have a visitor waiting down for you in the study.
All right, let's head to the study.
So you make your way downstairs and go to the study where a fire has been lit. And there, standing full conquistador regalia, you see Captain General of the Church, Girolamo Riario. And as you step in, you see he takes off his hat and stiffly bows.
And I will bow as well.
Father Medici, it is an honor to see you.
Captain General.
I witnessed your brother's speech this morning.
How did that make you feel?
It was truly a divine message that the people of Florence needed to hear and lift their spirits at a true believer's son being brought from the dead. A true miracle. As he looks at you when he says the word miracle. I need an insight from you. I want you to get a temperature reading on Riario the best that you can.
Every time you ask me to roll insight, I roll the shittiest.
Would you like to ask to roll the insight? It's just fate. I'm not allowed to ask for rolls as the DM, I guess, right? Like, I just have to wait for y'all to suggest one.
I don't know. I like
You need to stick with the blue dice today.
Yep.
All right. What's going in jail?
Yep, it's going to the grave.
All right. Well,
Insight, you say? Okay, with my modifier, it's a 1?
so it was a nat 1?
Yeah.
With your modifier?
Yes.
Oh, buddy.
I am not wise. This is why clerics are the best.
So as you look at him and he says the word miracle, deep in the pit of your heart, you feel paranoia. You begin to think, that's a very pointed question. That is an odd phrasing. He has never called upon me. I'm alone with him. Why is he not visiting brother or mother? What is his game?
So, Captain General, what is it that you wish to meet with me about?
Well, I wished to speak to you on a more personal matter, as it were.
Okay.
And he sits down for the first time, and you can see his face soften. I have truly come to check in on my nephew, who has worked under you for a few years. He left with you in the morning, and I did not see him return. Last night.
Fuck you, John.
You...
Fuck you, John. Fuck you, John.
Plans on plans, baby.
I hope you know you have to drive home with me.
I do.
Shit.
My sister's youngest son, a bit of a wild character, but good of heart. I had not seen him return, and I wish to check in on him, see if he's well. His name is Tybalt.
Yes. Do you mind if I sit?
No, please.
Would you like any wine or anything like that?
I have some water already given to me by one of your maids.
Yes. I have some very unfortunate news for you. I'm sure you're well aware that we were attacked on the road.
Yes, I heard how bandits had harried you, and I had feared the worst.
One of the bandits got Tybalt.
Did he die well?
He died in combat. Fighting. I saw him with my own eyes protect us with his crossbow. 3 bolts into the back of a bandit.
And who killed him? Did you see how he died? Is his body recoverable?
Honestly, I do not have the answer for that. My brother was taken, and my mother and I charged after them as fast as we could. And when I returned, he was already dead.
You can see the hardened face of a warrior crack. And there is a sadness there that is profound and bottomless. As he looks upon you, you can see he wants to ask more questions, but knows that based on your story, that you are grieving and nurturing wounds as well, that it is not proper. And so, he says, well, if I may speak to Ugin and Thren, so that I may get the location of him, I wish to recover his body for his mother. If it is all the same with you.
Bear with. I understand. I want you to know that I blessed his soul as it went off to the heavens. And I know Thren and Ugin were just as distraught to see what happened to their friend.
So at this point, I will need a roll.
Which one?
I'm thinking deception, but I'll let you argue for something else if you would like to.
So it's either going to be deception or persuasion. They're both. It's deception.
I feel like it's more deceptive than being persuasive. Oh God, Brad, please tell me it's not another nat 1.
It's not another nat 1.
Okay.
7.
Oh, son. Is that with the mod?
That's with the mod.
All right.
I rolled a 2 and a 3.
As you sit there across from this man, someone who has seen war and death, and who has hardened himself and does some of the most dangerous work there is for the church, and is truly gifted in reading people. You are trying so hard to keep everything in control. Your heart is racing. And as you say, they are lifelong friends and they are grieving too. You see him cock his head to the side for just a moment as he stands up. Of course, it is a foolish request. I am sorry. I will send out some scouts to find the location. We need not burden him with questions and worry. Of course, and it is a miracle that your brother and your mother are okay. The Lord has truly blessed and kept this family. And may he continue to guide and protect you. And you see him, in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit.
Can I ask you a question, Captain General?
Of course.
What do you know about the Sword of Jophiel?
The religious relic.
Yes.
Bold move.
Not the time,
Bold
man.
move.
I heard that it is the sword that Jophiel wielded to protect the Garden of Eden, and was used to cast out Adam and Eve when they fell from grace, taking the first sin. It is a divine ward and guide of truth. It is said that none can hide from its cleansing flame.
It was stolen.
On the road?
On the road.
You had it?
Not our personal caravan. But when we went back to the camp to retrieve my brother, there's a list of a few objects that were stolen.
I will look into this.
And there was one other item that was striking to me. You're a religious man.
Of course.
Pope Sextus I ceremonial robe was among the items stolen. Now, I'm not saying anything particular, but something fascinating about Salviati's robes this morning.
It is said that holy arms and implements tend to find their way to those who need them, those who deserve them. But I will look into this to make sure they are not being taken by someone undeserving. I will have my men gather some information. I appreciate the lead. And he nods to you as he steps to the door.
Farewell, Captain General.
Farewell, Baldassarre. And he steps out, closing the door ever so softly.
And I go,
Sir.
watch him.
Right away, sir.
Listen, he doesn't trust us. There's something not right with him. And if you get an inkling of any kind of desire that he is out to hurt us, you let me know instantly.
Yes, sire.
And if you see him trying to conspire against us, you take out what you can.
Yes, sire. At which point, the Klaus disappears, following through the door. So, the next meeting is a combination meeting with Bartolomea, and you, Giovanni, will be arriving shortly after finishing your meeting with Pietro. So you'll join partway through this conversation. Yuki has returned with the list of all those who had received flowers and who didn't, along with a special guest that has been invited over that he has taken, Luna, the Persian dancer / fighter. You know her from being the one that needs you in the middle of the chest. Having found out that she was supposed to visit you, Yuki thought to save the trip and bring her as well, as she was one of the ones he was unable to locate with the flowers.
But he located her.
He found her in the arena. He was unable to find a living or domicile that she's staying in. So, the door opens to your small sitting room, and you see Yuki, dressed much the same way he was, step in, with the tall, athletic build of Luna afterwards. She stands there covered in true Persian garb, a long white, for lack of a better word, robe / dress, with many folds and different colored fabrics thrown over top in scarves and wrappings about her. As they step in, Yuki moves forward, bowing ever so low, as the Persian on the edge stiffly nods a head in your direction before the three of you are left alone.
I stand and I bid Yuki to rise from his bow. Please, there is no need for this formality with me. And I kiss the air on each of his cheeks.
Why, thank you, Bartolomea. I appreciate the kindness, but there is always need for respect in this world. It is something that binds us and raises us from the creatures of the dirt and earth.
And respect goes both ways, my friend.
You have shown me much of it. It is why I show you it. And he, once more, a shallow bow before motioning to a paper as he hands you the list. I was able to find everyone except for 3 who are there.
Oh dear.
Though I have tracked one of them down. He motions to the corner. And she wishes to have a small conversation with you privately after we speak. But
That would be delightful. Please, won't you both sit? Some wine?
I would love to have some, but I unfortunately have some other things I must attend to. And the melee is coming and I must prepare the arena.
Of course.
I simply wanted to give you the list and then be on my way.
Thank you for coming.
Of course. And I felt it proper to make an introduction as he bows.
Yes, thank you. I am afraid I do not know your full name. Mistress of the arena.
Without smiling or giving any true emotional output, she simply says, "The Persian is fine. I do not believe we need to become too closely acquainted, my lady."
If you insist. The Persian? Please, may I get you something to drink?
Do you have some beer?
I think some can be found, yes. I gesture to a servant.
Stella steps out, immediately runs to the kitchen as Yuki follows her out, bowing stiffly.
And I walk towards the couch, and I gesture for the Persian to take a seat and to please avail herself of any of the tea cakes and whatnot on the table.
She does not take the invitation for the tea cakes, but she does sit as she takes a part of the couch. She sits legs spread, elbows on her knees, a wide posture. You can see the muscles rippling underneath the, for lack of a better word, expansive gown. Mm-hmm. Well, I thought I would get a closer look at the one who bested me in the arena. I have to admit, I am surprised by what I see. I have received 2 invitations from your family to visit.
Have you?
One from you, and one from your son, Giovanni.
I meant to send you a flower, not an invitation, but I am, of course, honored that you came. And honestly, as far as I'm concerned, you bested me in the arena. It was pure luck.
I don't believe in luck. It has a way of, well, clouding the mind when it need not be there.
How can you not believe in luck?
I have lived off skill for far too long. Which is why I'm here. And you can tell she is here to find out what the hell happened. She doesn't like losing. And that's free without the insight roll.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and have a roll, though, to get a little deeper how combative this woman is willing to get in this conversation before Giovanni shows up.
I wish you luck. Can't do better. Can't do worse than that.
But you can do equal.
In boca al lupo. All right. That is a 19 on the die plus 3.
Okay. As you look at her, there is someone who is not trying to hide the hostility, the emotions on her face. She is focused on reading you.
No shit.
You get that she is a peerless warrior where she's come from. She has no respect for the hierarchy, the giving of names, the titles, and especially not the church that resides here. Your family may very well be everything that she hates about this land. But there is some respect that you see in there that she has found a woman who has found her way this high into the hierarchy, whether it be through illicit means or those of an upright citizen. She doesn't care. The fact that you're here deserves some consideration. And you see that. And at the same time, you get the feeling that whatever she is looking for from you, she will probably find out if you stay in this room with her long enough. And that's what you see with your 23.
Interesting.
I'm telling you that she chose to roll insight over deception.
Do I need to roll deception?
Not unless you beat a nat 20.
I mean, you can only try.
You can.
Yeah.
You can only try.
So 1 in 20 chance. Let's see what happens.
It's probably more
I mean,
than that.
it is more than that. Oh, but I don't do it. That's a 15.
Okay. I'm just here to find out what happened. You're far too lucky.
I often think the same thing of myself.
I don't believe that for a second. I'm sure you don't think it is luck that got you in that seat? In this house?
I certainly believe in my own skill. But luck is everything.
Well, then I'll give you a chance to tell me plain what has happened. I am not as short-sighted as most who live in this land. I know that there are things from beyond. Dark things, light things. There was more in that arena than just us, wasn't there?
I assume you're not speaking in the literal sense. It was a melee. But yes, there was quite a lot going on in that arena.
Honeyed words split and turned. Was there something there?
There was an assassin creeping around the edge with undulled blades.
You see her roll her eyes. At which point, Giovanni, you step in.
Ah, Signora, you have come. Thank you for coming with my summons.
Giovanni, it was an honor to be requested presence of at the Medici Plaza. It is truly beautiful.
Well, you were amazing in the battlefield, and it is why I have summoned you.
Well, thank you. That was very kind. And you watch the face and the mask change. Not physically.
Is she particularly good at playing politics?
Ask your brother's insight roll.
I guess I'm making an insight roll. 12.
She seemed pleased as punch to be invited here, excited to be in the house. You look like you think you've truly impressed one of these lower-born foreigners with your wealth, station, and power. Perhaps this is a chance to make yet another military acquisition.
I see you have not partaken of the tea or the wine.
She has beer coming from the kitchens.
Oh, very well. Oh, even better.
I expend a psionic die so that I can speak to Giovanni telepathically.
You get nothing, Giovanni.
Excuse me?
As you go to speak, act as if you hear nothing, but you may say something.
I don't know why you summoned her here, but I can tell you that she knows something was off at the arena, and I don't think whatever purpose you hope to use her for will work.
I heard such troubling news. You were attacked in the arena, and then again on the road. My goodness, you are truly a blessed man.
Yes.
I've never seen one so close, well, to your God and surely all that exist.
Grazie. There is many out there. I will cut to the chase. I want you as my personal guard. And I will pay you good money for it.
I take a very long sip of wine, and my eyes narrow just slightly as I'm trying to read Giovanni.
All right, roll insight.
Trying to read me?
Yeah, he's.
I'm not rolling against.
Oh yeah, no, she's trying to figure out what's happened. You don't need to roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is going to be just flat difficulty.
God damn it. Do I get advantage because he's my brother, son?
I'm not hiding anything.
I know you're not hiding anything.
It's not about you.
But it's not about that. It's about the situation.
Yeah, you're still wearing your polite company mask.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with no.
Damn.
Because he's trying to hide things. And you guys have relied on speaking in the mind so much, not being able to... You've probably lost a little of your edge on reading each other.
Okay. Well, it's a 7.
All right. You're not sure if he's heard you or what he's playing at, but keep your friends close, enemies closer. Makes sense. That is a kind offer. Giovanni, I am truly honored. You do know that I am not a true believer, though. Would you have a problem with that?
I would not, and here is why. The Lord, whatever you want to know him as, or them, for I do know they exist. There are many gods, for depending on different religions, but they speak of acceptance. I am an accepting man. I do not care what your background is. I have just made friends with the Venetian, and the Florents and the Venetians, they have long struggles against each other. Where you come from is no concern to me. I am concerned about one thing and one thing only, and that is your skill. And can I trust you? And you being here in the fighting pits impressed me enough that I wanted to have this conversation to learn as such.
Well, that is a refreshing take to hear from someone in Florence, and with a brother inside that religious organization. I have found that I have not been the most accepted in this city. But I am willing to give you a chance. You seem different. I'd be more than happy to serve as your guard. And she bows.
I nod my head. Thank you very much. How?
Telepathically. What are you doing?
I can respond? No.
Apparently not.
Great.
I mean, if you could hear me, you could.
Grazie.
I hope to get to know you better, and I hope that you get to know me.
I think we very well. And let us start off. How would you like to be addressed?
Telepathically. You always have to have the last word.
You see her put on a wry smile as she bows. I prefer to be called Luna, Lady of the Night.
Very intriguing. I like that. Luna, Lady of the Night.
Telepathically.
Ding! Message not received. Ding! Message not received.
This is great, though, because I'm not looking, and like I can still hear it without hearing it.
It's so ridiculous.
I love it.
I love it, though.
I do too.
Your dick has rotten off from syphilis.
All right. Well, I will go make arrangements with your manservant to have my things moved, and I will begin work this afternoon if it works for you.
Very well. Yuri! Yuki!
Yuki is long gone, but Verdasco walks in. Sir?
Verdasco, please let Yuki know that Luna, Lady of the Night, will be joining us here at the Medici stronghold as my own personal guard.
Of course, sire. I will go handle that directly. And you see him guide her out. As she is making her way out.
Is there a check I can do as to what is going on?
That was the 7. The 7 was to understand what is happening right here.
No. I don't know what's happening between them,
Yes.
but I just told my brother his dick has rotted off from syphilis, and he didn't say anything.
That the role for the scene has happened. You're going to need to accept this for now. I'm so sorry. All right?
I do not accept it, but I will allow it to continue.
Love it.
All right.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So as she makes her way out, there is a sway to her walk and a way that she held herself that is more feminine than when you first saw her. And her long black braid that hangs way down past her waist almost hypnotically draws your eye. And you get the sense... Roll me insight. Last insight for you, Laus.
Nope.
Just bad?
That's 7.
It's a game of rolling shitty.
Anyway,
Sorry.
as you watch her walk out, there's something enticing about her. Deep in your stomach, the growl of the beast. It likes someone that has this power and confidence. Someone who is capable. There's respect there, but there's a desire to collect it. At which point, she steps by you with a curt bow, chugging her beer and placing it on the table. And she pats you on the shoulder as she leaves, a hand, and you hear in your mind, luck is not something we can rely on as women. I know better, and you should too. We can only trust ourselves. And she steps out of the room,
I smile and take another sip of my wine.
leaving the two of you alone.
Well, that worked beautifully. In one fell swoop, I have gotten the Venetian and the Persian to work for us.
You idiot.
What?
Well, we need to find out what you just hired.
And that is where we will end for the evening.
Wow. What a
game, guys. You went from rolling great last session to rolling like ass.
Okay, hold up.
All right.
I fucking crushed
you.
earlier this
that's
session.
true, that's true. Lost did crush it. I am wrong. Well, thank you for watching.
Brad.
watching.
Well, thank you for listening to So You Want to Be a Hero Presents of Rhyme and Reason. With me, of course, are Brad Silman,
That's me.
Emily Robinson,
Ciao.
and Lost Weindel.
Salve!
And your Dungeon Master, John Garza. Please follow us at our social media.
At HeroCast_ATX. We're on all of them, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Let's list them off. We've got...
No.
Hey, also,
Wow.
tell your friends about us. Go ahead and write us a review on iTunes. Turns out we've had a review on iTunes since April that we only just discovered, and it was really sweet.
It was very kind.
Thank
guys
you.
Gum Rapture.
Have a good night.